Hi, this is Mr. Mitchell, and today I'm going to deliver a lesson on two-point perspective. Two-point perspective conveys scenes from an angle. So let's get started. I'm going to do our thumbnail space for our composition. Pretend like this is a piece of paper here. And we are going to, again, think about where our horizon line is going to be. And just like with one-point perspective, if the horizon line is high, you're going to see more ground. If it's low, then you're going to see more ceiling, okay? Or more sky, whatever you want to say. Two-point perspective is similar to one-point perspective, with the exception that this time you have two vanishing points, and both of them are off of the thumbnail, okay? Now, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and think about where I want the corner of my object to be. So I am going to put it there, more towards the left. Don't ask me why. Just seemed like a good idea to do it. And I'm going to take this line here and I'm going to connect it to this vanishing point. This line here to this vanishing point. And I'm going to create another line that connects to this vanishing point on the right, and again to the right. All right. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a building or a house. So I'm going to create the second side of that face of the house, or facet, whatever you want to call that, an angle. And then, so as you can see, we have three corners. We have 1, 2, 3. We have three corners of the house visible. I'm going to create a roof. So I'm going to put a line down the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and connect the top of the gable to the side of the house here. Now, the roof itself, I'm going to use another vanishing point, or another line from the vanishing point, to connect it to the top of that gable. And I'm going to finish out the lines. Okay, so as you can see, we have a house done in two-point perspective, and what I want to do is I want to start putting some details on there. So just for the sake of the lesson here, we're going to create a door, just a regular boring door, and we're going to use our vanishing point on the left to give it a top. That's a mighty big door. And if I want to create windows, then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to create the sides of the window pane here, and then I'm going to use the vanishing point to connect the top and the bottoms of that window. And then I'm going to come to the side here. Maybe I want to create another window. Maybe I want to create two windows. Okay, so as you can see, I set myself up for that. And I'm going to use the vanishing point here to create a line. Goes through there and to there. Notice how anything on this side of the building, I used the left vanishing point. Anything for the right side of the building, I used the right vanishing point. So kind of help out with how I'm making my decisions here. There's two windows, and maybe I want to create a door. Okay, and the top of the door, I'm going to again use the vanishing point to create the lines that I need for them, and we have it. Okay, so this would be the horizon line. And now, how do we make it look like there's a ground on this one? Before we use one-point perspective to establish it. Now I want to show you how to do a two-point perspective. So what we're going to do is we're going to create lines using lines from the vanishing point again, and we're going to go ahead and I like to go ahead and draw through my objects just because it helps me keep a oops, that line was kind of messed up now, wasn't it? Okay, so this, now why would I do something like this? Well, this kind of helps out with visualizing trees maybe. So here's a tree. Now, let's say my sun is, my light source is over here on the top left. And this is my tree over here. Well, I mean, you can now understand where your light source is going to be. So I have it there, following the lines of, the ones I put on the ground here. Now I can kind of decide for myself, well, let's go ahead and put that sun on the right hand side, just because I already have pin marks there and I changed up in the middle of the scene. So we have our sun now on the right hand side of the page. Hopefully it doesn't change again. And now we can decide where our shadow is going to be. So, even though a tree is round in form, it's still going to have pretty much 4 sides to it. And so I like to visualize everything as a sort of like Minecraft. I like to visualize everything as kind of blockish. And it, you can see how I'm making the leaves here. And I made the sides of the leaves here. And now, because I did that, I can now decide very quickly where the shadow is going to be. So, and obviously it's going to be a little bit lighter up here. Down here where it's away from the sun, it's going to be extremely dark. And I'm just kind of like hurrying up here. Don't want to spend all day on this. I can put a bush down here. Okay. I can, I don't know, let's say there's another building back here. I can put another line. I can have this match up here, and this will go down to here, and this will be the sun. So up here in the front, we'll get the shadow that I'm looking for. And we can put some grass in there, and we can keep going on and on and on. This also plays by the rules of what we had before about the horizon line and, putting figures in it. We have the head of the figure here, and we are going to put a figure in the scene. He's got his hands on his hips like, he's the man. And maybe he's looking at somebody going into this door here, this big door. Please understand, doors are not that big. So there we have it. 2-point perspective. I think this is one of the easier perspectives that I use for clouds. I know I keep going on and on here, but let's do this for clouds, okay? Even though a cloud is puffy, again, I like to visualize it as a 3D object. So in space, so you can see how, just like on Minecraft, I am bringing up the sides of this thing. Therefore, that'll let me know that the top part of this cloud is going to receive the light, while the bottom part of this cloud is going to receive the shadow. So let's recap. When doing a 2-point perspective scene, you understand you're doing it from an angle. Okay, you're looking at the corner of something. And what you want to do is you want to create your horizon line. You can go high or low with that. Your vanishing points are off of the page, or off the thumbnail composition. Okay? It's off of the thumbnail composition, and then you take those lines and they recede to and from the vanishing points on either side. If they are on the right hand side, they're going to go to the right vanishing point. If they're on the left, they're going to go to the left. Thank you for watching.